Andy Lefty Cooper. A big, strong, left-handed pitcher, stood about 6'2", weighed about 220 pounds. Big Texan. One of several Texans from the Negro Leagues that are enshrined in the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And perhaps it was his Texas roots that caught the eye of another Texan, Andrew Rube Foster, who had formed the Negro National League here in Kansas City in 1920. And this gives you an indication of the forward thinking of Rube Foster. He understood that for his new league to be successful, he needed competitive balance. Perhaps that is why he sought out Teeny Blanc to recommend this young, hard-throwing left-hander to be a part of his Detroit Stars team. Andy Cooper would join the Detroit Stars in 1920, and he would go on to fashion a dominant pitching career, primarily with the Detroit Stars, and of course here in Kansas City with the great Kansas City Monarchs. Andy Cooper threw the entire kitchen sink at you. Great fastball. He threw a screwball. He threw a slider. He threw a changeup, all with great accuracy. And he changed speeds beautifully with the entire repertoire of pitches that he had at his disposal. I can never stop. In 1929, Andy Cooper posted a 13-3 record on his way to helping the Kansas City Monarchs win yet another pennant. Andy Cooper combined great stuff with great intellect. He knew the weaknesses of every hitter he faced, and he knew exactly how to pitch to their weaknesses. In the Negro Leagues, starting pitchers usually finished what they started, but Andy Cooper was not only superb in the starting rotation, he was equally effective as a reliever. The great Monty Irvin would suggest that Andy Cooper, who holds the Negro League's all-time saves record, would be the closest thing to the closer in modern-day baseball today. Buck O'Neil naturally thought a lot of Andy Cooper. Why? Because it was Andy Cooper, along with J.L. Wilkinson, that helped bring a young Buck O'Neil from the Memphis Red Sox over to the Kansas City Monarchs in 1938. Andy Cooper had seen Buck O'Neil playing in 1937, and he thought very highly of Buck O'Neil. The very next year, J.L. Wilkinson would bring Buck O'Neil over to the Kansas City Monarchs. So Buck always had a great deal of gratitude for his friend Andy Cooper. The Kansas City Monarchs had a litany of great managers. Andy Cooper was one of them. Andy Cooper was a great baseball mind. He knew this game inside and out. And he would take young players like Hilton Smith and sit them down and talk the game through them, talk strategy, talk about certain situations. And Hilton Smith, like a sponge, absorbed this information. Hilton Smith would become one of the greatest, most dominant pitchers in baseball history. And if Hilton Smith was alive today, I think he would tip his cap to his friend and mentor, Andy Cooper, for helping him become the great pitcher that he became. Andy Lefty Cooper, who died terribly young at the age of 44, but in that short time that he was here with us, he packed a lot in a tremendous career that included service to his country during World War I. The big, talented left-handed pitcher from Waco, Texas. He dazzled on the mound with an assortment of pitches that kept the hitters off balance. And he also saved a ton of games as a great relief pitcher as well. Andy Cooper was named to the East-West All-Star Game in 1936 when he was 40 years old. Yes, Andy Cooper has rightfully taken his place amongst the immortals of this game in the National Baseball Hall of Fame.